Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Virgo and know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed, flip it, switch it, twist it. Always interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also, know if you're new to the channel, I'd like to look at everything. We look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play out as karmic themes. Then I always like to also take it a step further, which is then I like to see how we can integrate the spiritual lesson. But I do look at all the other stuff too, such as like what your person did, what they're going to do, why they did what they do. I believe when looking at everything, and you know all like that needs to be known in your situation, you're definitely able to navigate the situation a lot better. Otherwise, we tend to you know, um, come from our past experiences. We wind up doing the same thing, and we feel like we're stuck then in a perception of a situation that we're never going to be able to actually have the experience that we want to have. And that creates a lot of fear. And so there's two energies, love and fear. So our natural energy is actually unconditional love. And so whenever we have uh, these spiritual blockages, they're again made up of fear, and that fear is thought energy and emotional energy, and is held in the body as stress. So what happens is over time, a shadow is unconscious. We don't know that we actually have a shadow, but our vibration is in alignment with that shadow, and we're magnets of who and what comes into our life. So once you actually heal the spiritual lesson, you're able to quantum jump into a reality that is much more beneficial for you. That's why you want to do these type of readings. All right, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you got to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. Now, if you're new to my channel, anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you can find in the description box. And if you're someone that's in need of shadow healing, you definitely want to check out my shadow healing coaching program, $7.99 a month. You get child healing, shadow healing, reparenting, and all the healing modalities to heal the effects of trauma, which is huge because you have to recondition the nervous system, recondition how the body and mind works together. You have to recondition the way that we think a lot of times. And that is what helps you recondition your body. When you recondition your mind, see what happens is over time, we don't realize that we have immune system problems. We become overly sensitive. All of a sudden, we're more prone to allergies and stomach and digestion disorders because when you condition your nervous system because of even not even just a trauma that's physical, but a psychological trauma, emotional trauma, you with being connected to someone that's like imbalanced. So that would be someone that's a little narcissistic, someone that plays games, even if they're not a full-blown narcissist, but someone that just doesn't value you the way that you need them to. We begin to actually see like physical imbalances. So being able to heal the effects of trauma is huge if you want to live a happy life, if you want to attract the type of relationship, if you want to manipulate the relationship that you're in. And when I say manipulate, I don't mean that in a negative way. What I mean is if you're looking to get someone to change, you can't ask them to change. People do things by habit. So you have to change in order for that relationship to change. And if a person really truly does love you, they do change, but only because you've changed. And so understanding why certain things happen from a spiritual perspective and integrating spiritual lesson doesn't just help within the relationship, it helps overall with your body, mind, and spirit. This is why, again, you want to do these type of readings, you want to do this type of healing work if you really want to see changes within your life. All right, so again, we're looking at the underlying energy that's influencing your reading, and it's grief. It's grief. But because I feel like I pulled that one recently, I'm going to pull another one to see if we can build on it. Doubt. Irony, because I feel like those two words keep coming out a lot, and regret. And even like, I mean, literally in the past 3 weeks, Virgo, literally that's what we've been getting. We've been getting grief, regret, like someone's in full regret of the way that they treated you. They say you're never coming back. You're never coming back unless they do something. And even if they do something, they doubt that you're even going to be receptive. And it's really because they were so selfish, and anytime that you really wanted to talk to this person, they know that they, like would act hostile, like it was an issue, and then they were too prideful, like they played games, they held back. So they're in grief because it's like they're reflecting on their behavior. And again, this energy, I'm not going to like pretend that these words haven't come out the past few weeks. However, like I said, when the person needs to hear the message, a lot of times hearing it from one perception isn't enough. So when the reading is very similar, we get to see different perceptions of the situation that help us understand what the person was thinking. Because again, dealing with people that are imbalanced and have shadows, there's so many, wounds. And so when a person has a lot of wounds, they have a lot of different emotions and they feel a lot of different things. So their perception of a situation changes. But what we see, ironically, like I said, in the past couple of days, it's like, I feel like it's been the same thing, which is doubt, regret, grief, pride, and really, again, and attachments for some. And so attachment could be anything um, from having somebody on the side to that they don't really, it's not built on love, it's built on, like, again, an attachment, which is like a need. So your person, I feel like, is someone that's emotionally not capable of really being in an intimate relationship. And this is another reason why they have a lot of grief, because the same scenarios continue to play out within this person's life. Like, this isn't the first time. And this is why they feel safe with an attachment. And this is for some of you, but understand, when I'm saying attachment, I'm talking about like another person, someone that they don't really have emotions like, oh, I love you and you mean so much to me. It's more of, I need you, and I need you. If I'm not emotionally intelligent, you're the person that deals with other people. You're the person that runs the affairs of my home, my life, whatever. It's like, and where this person may be the one that's financially the one that brings home the bacon. And so an attachment, again, is built on need, but need because both parties don't believe that they can have. One person doesn't believe they can be financially savvy on their own, and the other person, again, just doesn't feel that they could live their life successfully without somebody. So it really built on codependent. And so the same things keep happening. That's for some of you. For another of you, it's again, the attachments is just running around with different people. The attachment is more of an addictive behavior, whether that's women, whether that's men, whether that's drugs, whether it's alcohol, whether it's superficial relationships, that it's escapism. It's a form of escapism, whether it's work, even for some, like it's whatever a person we're supposed to live very balanced lives. So attachment usually also means that someone is giving like weight that like literally gives a portion of their time to that. They need to have that. So an alcoholic that needs to go to the bar every day and then forms the relationships within that bar. It's built on a need. It's not really built on like social time that I do once in a while just because. It's built on, no, I have to do this in order to function. So, like, what I see here is a lot of negative energy where your person is again attached to people and things that don't help them to evolve. And you came into their life, and I feel like they're in regret because they see who you are now. I feel like when they first met you, they didn't give the time. They didn't go deep. And also, if they gave time, they weren't really invested in you. So it could be someone that you're with them and they don't ask you a damn thing about yourself. So they don't know anything about you because they weren't emotionally invested. And that's really what it is. People that are not emotionally intelligent have a hard time emotionally investing. They, again, a lot of times it looks like narcissism because that person thinks more about themselves than they do about their partner, which is what happened. Now, if you would have came across as real flashy, like someone that wasn't so nice, someone that wasn't so sweet, someone that wasn't spiritual, if you came across like again, very like business like and flashy and like you came across a certain way, this person would have approached you differently. They would have thought of you differently. The irony is now they're looking at you like you're that type of person that I should be with. I can see myself with you. So again, they're kind of stuck in a world that they really know that they should have grown out of, and one that, again, one with you, where they're too afraid with you. And it's because if this person doesn't go deep in relationships normally, that and they only form attachments, it's like again, it takes a lot of energy. And it also means that they have to break away from whoever is in their life, whether that's again a person, it could be family, it could be work, it could be, you'd have to, this person would need to rearrange that and really have to do healing work. And a lot of times they don't do it, and that's why the relationship doesn't progress. Okay, so their hidden truths are you don't know how hard it was to let you go. That's what I'm saying. Like it would be too hard for them to change their entire life. For those, but for any of them, whether or not it's family, because understand attachment also means that people are also attached to them. It's not just that they have attachment issues, whether it's like I'm connected to a karmic that I don't really want, like, but they do everything for me. They're my slave. There's someone that I can do whatever the fuck I want when I want, and they're never gonna leave me. And when I come home, not just that the laundry is done, that this person gets absolutely nothing emotionally from me, and they don't love me. They love my money. They love what their life appears from the outside, but they're not really truly happy at one point. So, but the relationship is kind of like a toxic, you know, connection. And for others, it's like family, like too much time given to not healthy family, like again, where it bleeds into other areas of this life. So this person isn't emotionally mature because of that. And so every time this person even tries to like branch out on their own or did, what happens is again, the people that are surrounded by them that have formed attachments put negative things in their mind. And so there's a sense that your person's not strong enough to really do what they need to do to like come towards you. I mean, that's really what it is. Every time they think about it, I mean, they've thought about it and 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 thought about it to the point that they're still thinking about it, but it's like they talk themselves out of it. It's like they're very logical, they're very analytical, they're not, again, when you are making decisions, you cannot just come from a logical way. You have to actually really come from intuitively what you feel, and what you feel in the gut. What you feel in the gut is going to be the most accurate. It's like, and then if you tap into your heart and your mind, it should all be in balance. Your person can't feel. They're not emotionally intelligent. And the thing that fucks them up is that they actually have feelings for you. However, the karmic, like whether that's a person or whether it's family or whether it's, again, whatever has a hold on your person, is the fear-based and has more of a hold because it's, again, your person considers their identity also wrapped up with that person almost. And not because I love this person, but if I walk away and go with you, I'm going into, I don't really know what I'm going into. That's number one. And I don't know really how you are. In fantasy, I know how you are because, again, in my mind, you've been with me. But in real life, do I know? No, I don't really know. So there is all this, again, instead of them saying, what do I really want? What do I really feel? That they can't, it's almost like they can't do it. And so the people around them have a tremendous amount of power because it's like they know what buttons to push. They know, um, it's also like, know that your person doesn't want to walk away from everything that they've created and everything. I mean, if the karmic is somewhat attached to this person, if they were married, if they, again, have any type of children, if they have a piece of their business, if they have whatever it is, it's like your person knows that there's going to be consequences. So it's like, I have to change everything in my life. And then they're not strong. I'm not available. So it, again, and they're not available because of that. It's like, and they know that as long as I'm here, it's like I can't really be obviously with you. And so, it's not like they don't have feelings, but I'm going to just pull a few more shadows to see. It's, again, tired. So it's like they're emotionally exhausted from being in the situation. It's, again, feeling that they overthink. And so they overthink so much that they're exhausted. They're tired. They're tired of being in that relationship, and they're tired of thinking about what to do, to the point that I feel like they just don't do anything. And I feel like you're tired of being connected to someone that I feel like you're like waiting for them to like figure it out. And the thing is, this person really isn't trying to figure it out. They're just kind of like waiting for somebody to do something. Again, it's and depressed and afraid to deal with any, people in their environment that are going to create even more trouble and problems for them. So that's really what it is. Because when we again speak our truth, when we begin to lay down our boundaries, when we begin to navigate our own life and, break away from certain people, it like I said, if those people were codependent on any type, it influences, their lives. And so then it creates a lot of fear within the side of them, which is what is stronger than really your person's will to do what they need to do for themselves. And because they can't do it for themselves, there's a sense that they can't do it for you. So I'm just going to pull 3 more cards, and we're going to see why you attracted this person next. I miss you. So again, this person misses you and they're like, let's stop running away. But it's like they're the ones that keep running away. What they see, they think that you're running away. No, this person's used to a codependent relationship, and that's not you. You don't want to get into that type of relationship. You don't have that relationship. So they tend to like look at it like that. They're like, oh, we're like mirroring each other, but it's like, no, I think you're just again standing your ground. We project our patterns onto each other, and this makes it difficult to see what is real and what is fear-based thinking. So I feel like, again, the patterns like is that your person is that connected to somebody else. They, again, even if they weren't connected to a person, they're connected to family, they're connected to people that have too much influence because they don't trust themselves. I believe that your pattern, if there was any, was wanting this person to change. And the fear base is knowing that this person is not going to change. So it's like, which is what's happening. It's like you're seeing it. It's almost like trying to put the square peg in a circle hole. So this person is taking responsibility, but they're also putting responsibility onto you, which I don't like. Meaning like, yeah, I'm doing this, but you're also doing it. It's like, no, you're doing it because for a reason. So neither one of us is being honest right now. Why are we afraid to express ourselves? Like I said, it's like your person wants you to go and talk to them. They want you to do the work. Because they're like, yeah, I'm doing that, but so are you, where they're not taking any responsibility. And I don't like that. That's really like bothering me to the point that I'm gonna pull 3 more. And then we're gonna see why you attracted this person. Because like what we see is that they think a lot about you, but they don't do anything. And they don't do anything because they're afraid. And so again, and instead this person almost like you get the vibe that they would want you to come in, do everything and save them. But you come running in, tell them how you feel, what you want in the relationship, let them do whatever they want. And then you like, again, where it's like this person needs to like do what they need to do. Like they're not, like if they want to break away from the karmic, if they want to be in a relationship with you, they need to be honest. This person doesn't like, they're not emotionally intelligent, so they can't even have a conversation, which is what they're saying. Well, you're not telling me. Like if you made me feel comfortable, I would tell you. Where meanwhile, it's they're the ones that are in the situation. Person's making me a little annoyed. Okay. So again, like a spiritual insight, like, so this person, they need to find the strength. And there is a sense again of them. See, Sapphire is a positive card. So it's like there's going to be spiritual insight and hope. But I feel like it's mainly because you're not leaving. Like, I mean, you're not leaving to go to them, is what I'm trying to say. It's like you're not running to them, like you're not changing. The spiritual insight is that, which is why they have grief in the beginning, which is why they're in full regret, because they really know it. It's just right now where they are, they're like, I'm taking responsibility, but I'm also going to put some responsibility on you. Where I feel like before they were oblivious. Then what happened was they like put the blame on you. Well, it's you. And now they're putting the blame on both of you. So this is what I've noticed as the days go by. And the reason why is because there is some spiritual insight. This person does have some faith, and like again, they're not completely stupid. And so they're again, and they value you. And so, like I said, so I do feel like divine favor. See, like there's a sense that they believe this is spiritual relationship. So they are softening. So it's free will. So again, like I think what it is here, because convertible is really that there was many options. And what this is that this person like is like they see the difference between like you and there are other options. They see now that again that part of you standing your ground was self-respect, where I think they took it as toxic in the beginning. Like almost like you're trying to like challenge me, you're trying to just give me a hard time, you're trying to control me, where you weren't trying to control this person. It's more or less, like I said, because they've been in not the best relationship, you know, when we're like in an attachment, like there's no love, there's attachment. So then what happens is it begins to jade the way that we see things. And this is what I feel like your person like viewed everything through like that passive connection. So, and then again, uncertain at this time, the situation or outcome is under like, and that's what I said, like, and it's because they don't know what to do. They want to like it almost like needs to be like a sure thing. They need to like get a memo that says it's a sure thing to go on into Virgo and they're gonna, you know, take you back 100% and it's gonna be easy and this and that. And this is why your person overthinks. This is why, because they're nervous about it. They don't have a strong self-esteem. They have people around them that are very negative, that are feeding them shit. So you know, they do think about it though. They do think about it and they do see that they're having a hard time moving past it, but it's uncertain because of, again, the fact that they haven't done the work. So what we can do is say, well, what the hell was the reason for this reading? Which is, why did I attract this person into my life? What was I supposed to learn? What am I supposed to heal? What am I supposed to integrate with that? And that is resilience. So I feel like this person tried to wear you down. It's almost like I feel like when they didn't get their way, they weren't really nice. They again emotionally manipulated you, played a lot of games, did acted like there wasn't, you know, so there's a sense that you're strong because like they're viewing you a lot different now than how they first see you. It's like you didn't break. And again, support. So again, I feel like resilience was a gift that you had in childhood. It's again, when we didn't have that strong upbringing, we've become resilient because we inherited our family karma. And so part of the family karma is that our parents didn't feel good enough. They didn't feel strong enough. They didn't feel. So what happens is that life tends to wear you down. And so you become resilient by trusting your intuition and acting on your intuition. And I feel like that was a gift that you had in childhood, and you use that resilience in this situation. And support, you didn't have support, and that's what I had said. So you have to become your own support, and that's exactly what you did. You had to become your own emotional support because this person tried to wear you down on an emotional level. They couldn't do it any other way, right? So their way was to try and do it that way. And if you were depleted from not having that in childhood and you didn't learn the lesson, you would have tried to fix this person. You would have went in there and tried to let them like escape into your life and you would have did all the work. You would have been on the rescue mission, but instead you're like, no, I put the energy. I had to become my own, you know, self. And I had to be alone during this time because when you're alone, well, guess what? You get stronger. It's a way that the universe, the divine protects you too. Because understand when you're creating yourself, there's always going to be people and situations. And if you have had people hurt you or try to sabotage you, well, unfortunately, that is something that tends to play out. So if you're a loner right now, is that you're being protected while you're creating yourself. I also tend to think for a lot of you guys that you're empaths, you tend to be loners, but not like work alone and not really need to be with a bunch of people. And that also comes from the way that you grew up. So, but I also believe that this person that you're connected to is a loner, and it's because they can't have emotional type relationships. So you're both empaths. It's just they're not a healed empath. And I believe that this situation helped you heal because again, you gave yourself that support, and it wasn't easy. It took a lot of resilience because this person did everything to try to emotionally take you down. And it's because they're so uncertain with themselves. And so, like you said, being connected to someone like that is difficult. So I always ask spirit, well, what's the energy that we can pull into this? Like, how do we deal with the person that's like, okay, you're like not, you like me, but you can't do it. You don't love yourself enough. That's really what I see here. This person doesn't love themselves enough, maybe because to invest in themselves. Because even though they know that it doesn't feel right, they're still not willing. And so because they don't trust themselves. They don't know how it would go. They want a sure thing. And their sure thing isn't really healthy. It's like, look at what they're in. They're in with a person that emotionally they don't give to, and that person like is like a glorified slave. Yes, they get money, but that's it. It's like an exchange. It's like a business exchange. Where's the love? Where's the truth? Where's the real? There's nothing. It's superficial, just because of what it looks like. So listen to life. I am attentive to the world around me. Signs and symbols guide me to success. I listen and discover the way to the eternal. So this was again like needing to listen to the fact that everything in this situation was telling you that this person's not good for you. There were signs and there were symbols. And so also listen to the signs and symbols to create yourself, to find your support. That's how support happens, from seeing the signs and the symbols within the universe that help you make your choices through, again, being grounded, being successful. That's how we live our bliss. That's how we're really successful. And when I mean successful, it doesn't just mean, oh, I love the job that I have. It might mean I love the hobby that I love the life that I'm living. It's like I'm living my bliss because I'm not moving me. Spirit's moving me. I'm just putting it out there the best way that I know how, and I'm living my bliss. And that's how I'm able to, again, feel what's correct for me. So spirit is pretty much saying this was a karmic test. This was a karmic test. This person, it was not strong enough. And the karmic test was, were you going to be on a rescue mission for this person, or were you going to save yourself? And I feel like for a lot of you Virgos, you were like, I've done that already so many times before. I'm not doing it anymore. And so the spirit says, bravo, you integrated the spiritual lesson. You can never pull this type of energy to you again. Or if that energy comes to you, they will not entertain you for very long because they'll be able to read you right away and say, this person's not going to do it. It's almost like this person that you were connected to thought that you would do it because they could feel how much you cared about them. Because really, it was a soul relationship, a spiritual connection. So they confused that. And they confuse that for being a sucker, well, you're gonna love me so much that you're just gonna take this person's spot that does everything. And that you were like, no, I'm not gonna do any of that. You're not gonna line it up and then figure it out as you go. That's not happening. And you're not gonna just sit there and wait for somebody else to dump you or to come in and fix it. You move, make the choice yourself. Do what you need to do yourself. And this person is like, I'm thinking about it, but I'm maybe tomorrow I'll figure it out, which again, time just goes by. They just procrastinate, wait again, knowing that eventually someone's going to do something so they don't have to make that choice. That's my take on it. I'm going to leave that there, Virgo. You let me know whether you resonated. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.